On shortcuts.
Welcome back to Tech Tips. My name is Aaron Hoffman. In our previous section, I showed you how we were going to build a public speaking assistant step by step. I showed you the structure and how it would be laid out. For today's lesson, we are going to create that structure before fine-tuning it in the third lesson. I am on iOS 12 and I have VoiceOver running. I am in the Shortcuts application. We will start off today by creating a new shortcut. So from the menu, we will choose New Shortcut.
Select button. Create shortcut button.
I will double tap it.
Search for apps and actions. Search field. Double tap to edit.
Here, we are in a new shortcut, and I will go near the top, and we will add an action.
New shortcut heading. Details button. Create a shortcut to actions you do in your apps every day. Add action button.
There we are. So if you recall from our last section, we started off with a list. Then we iterated 3 actions through the list, and finally, we closed the program with a speech. So we will add our first list.
Search for apps and actions. Search field. Double tap to edit.
We will search here because searching is very quick as opposed to looking through all of your apps or scripting actions. I will type in the word list, and we will choose from a list.
Search field is editing. Search for apps and actions. Insertion point at start. Use Lima. India. Search. Apps heading.
Now, we will come to our actions, and we will choose the list item.
Calendar. Music. Settings. Safari. Calculator. Voice memos. Actions. Heading. List button. Heading. Double tap to add to the bottom of the shortcut. Double tap and hold, then drag to customize the position in the shortcut. Actions available.
If we would like to know what any action does, we can choose the information box, which is swiping next.
More info button.
For now, we will choose the list action.
List button. Heading. Added list to shortcut. Search for apps and actions. Search field.
Now, we are back in our shortcut, and I will move backwards, and the first option you will hear is Add Action.
Add action button. Add new item button. Insert add new item button. 2. Text field. Reorder button. 1. Text field. Reorder button. Scripting. List action heading. Details button. New shortcut heading.
Okay, so we are at the title. Now we will go down again to our list.
Details button. Scripting. List action heading. Reorder button. Drag 1. Text field.
Here,
Double tap to edit. Actions available.
here we have our list action, and it has populated with 2 items. So we will leave this for now, and we will add our next action, which is to iterate through a list.
Reorder. 2. Text field. Insert add new item. Add new item button. Add action button. Add action. Actions controller. Search for apps and actions. Search field. Search field is editing. Search for apps and actions. Romeo. Echo. Papa. Echo. Alpha. Tango.
And here we will look for repeat with each.
repeat with each, button, heading. Double tap to added repeat with each to shortcut below list, scripting, repeat with each action, heading.
So now we have our repeat action, which has been added below our list.
Repeat with each item in list. Actions available.
So here we have the iteration to repeat with each item in the list. When we start, it will add 1, then it will have 2 in our list items. So the first item we will add is within this list is to speak the list item.
Scripting, and repeat action, heading. Add action, button. Add action. Actions controller. Suggestions, head. Search for apps and actions. Search field, insertion point at end.
Here we will look for speak.
Sierra. Echo. Alpha. Kilo. Search. Apps, heading, speak text, button, heading. Double, added speak text to shortcut below and repeat, documents, show more, button.
So now you heard it has added our speak item below the repeat. And that's not what we want because we want this speak action to be in the repeat loop. So we are going to drag this inside the repeat loop, which will be dragging the item upwards a little bit.
Speak, repeat results. Speak text action, heading. Drag, toolbar, run short documents, speak text action, heading. Draggable. Double tap and hold, wait for the sound, then drag to reorder. Double tap to read the action description. Actions available.
So we are going to double tap and hold, and then I will move upwards a little bit to drag this action inside the repeat loop.
Dismiss context menu, button.
Let's try that again.
Documents, button. Drag, move above and repeat.
Perfect. Move above and repeat. That's what we want. So we're going to lift our finger. Perfect. Now let's verify it.
Scripting, repeat with each item in list. Actions, repeat with each item in list. Actions available. Inside of repeat with each, documents, speak text action, heading.
Perfect.
Draggable. Speak, repeat item. Actions available.
So here, you heard speak repeat item, and this is what's called a magic variable. iOS shortcuts will do a lot of assumptions when you build shortcuts. It will try to help you as much as it can. Instead of having to type each individual line in 7 different actions, it will iterate with the repeat item. Now that we have our speech, we will add a wait command.
Show more, but scripting, and repeat action, add action, button. Add action. Search for apps and actions. Search field is edit. Sierra. Lima. Echo. Echo. Papa. Search. Apps, heading. Cancel sleep timer. More info, button.
Oops, must be the wait command.
Sleep, search field, clear text, dictate, button. Whiskey. Alpha. India. Tango. Wait, button, heading.
Perfect.
Double tap to added wait to shortcut below and repeat, inside of repeat with each, documents, show more, button.
So here, it said it added below the end repeat. So we need to single tap and drag it to above and repeat.
Scripting, and repeat action. Scripting, wait action, heading. Draggable. Wait and repeat wait action, head, wait action, heading. Drag, move above and repeat.
Perfect. Let's verify it.
Wait, 1 second. Scripting, and repeat action, heading. Inside of repeat with each, scripting, wait, 1 second. Actions available.
Now, our final action will be, in the loop, is to add a vibration.
Scripting, and repeat action, add action, button. Add action. Search for apps and actions. Search insertion point at end. Victor. India. Bravo. Romeo. Alpha. Echo. Search. Actions. Vibrate device. Button. Heading. Vibrate dictate. Button. Scripting.
And now,
Dictate. Button. Vibrate device. Vibrate device action. Heading. Draggable. And repeat. Vibrate device action. Scripting. Scripting. Vibrate device action. Move above and repeat.
Perfect. Now, we can create our last action, which is to say complete. Out of the end repeat loop, we could simply
Vibrate, scripting, and add action, button.
come to add action and add our final dialog message.
Search for apps and actions. Search field, Sierra. Echo. Alpha. Kilo. Search. Apps, speak text, button. Added speak text to shortcut below and repeat. Documents, show more, button.
Perfect. Let's review what we have so far. I'm going to flick down with 3 fingers and we'll move to the top of the screen. We'll go through each action, and then in our next lesson, we will fine-tune this into a lean, mean public speaking machine.
Page 2 of 3. Page 1 of 3. New shortcut, heading. Next, button. Scripting, list action, heading. Scripting, repeat with each action, heading. Repeat with each item in list. Inside of repeat with each, documents, speak text action, heading. Speak, repeat item. Show more, button. Inside of repeat with each, scripting, wait action, wait, 1 second. Inside of repeat with each, scripting, vibrate device action, vibrate device. Scripting, and repeat action, heading, documents, speak text action, head, speak, repeat results. Actions available. Show more, button. Add action, button.
Perfect. Our skeleton is set up, and in our next lecture, we will fine-tune it. We will be adding more results to our list. We will be changing some of the spoken text, and finally, we will change the sleep duration, and we will test our program. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you then.